Alright, I hit the button, so I guess I'm making a video. Yeah. So, kind of a combination of thoughts going on in my head, just about how distant I've become from regular humans. You just sort of see it when you see the pop culture and you say, how little invested I am in most of that. And then you see the stuff that you seem invested in, and you say, "Gee, so few people have any appreciation for this." And then even the ones that do, they're still just such regular people in so many ways, and that regularity thing just seems to roll through you, like, ooh, how. It's almost like you become a different species of animal when your philosophy transitions so completely. And then just doing this YouTube thing, taking something that was that would roll in your head and transitioning it into something that you speak and that you that you're just invested in every day, in a way. There's a kind of a difference. I know it's hard to qualify it or quantify it as a difference in terms of day-to-day life, but you can sort of see it. It does something to you. It changes you, and not necessarily in the good ways, but it does. It becomes even more. It's a sort of a source of clarity, I suppose, and certainty, and all of those words that other people seem to think are obnoxious. Sort of relating to an Anticontifod video. Just another standard. We don't know enough. Life's all mysterious kind of crap or something. The word atheism is somehow too tainted or too strange and bizarre. This idea of just drawing the simple conclusion, that there's no brain, no intelligence, no ordered, thoughtful, understanding process that created this, that manifested what we call reality and matter, energy. It's just by its, sometimes you can do that just by recognizing the size of it all, just contemplating the fact that there's an earth's worth of complexity in this leaf. This leaf has in it an entire earth, worth of bits and pieces and distinguishable events. It's full of events, that cycle of eventness goes pretty deep, and just contemplating that can strike people as something that just causes a dissonance, a disquiet that almost implies of something automatically that must be revered. Complexity must be revered, even if the complexity is made of something incredibly simple. A pool table with 1,000,000 pool balls on it. It's all simple. It's all the reactions are going to be basic function, but the fact that there is 1,000,000 of them, and that, if it was frictionless, you could strike your shot, and your shot would bounce throughout that entire 1,000,000, that it would affect all of it. That is startling. It's disquieting. It's hard to comprehend. Maybe that's just the word I'm looking for. So it causes that dissonance thing, because you just whoa, you do that whoa thing. And then people react to the woe thing by just becoming illogical. Coming up with illogical explanations or resolutions for them. They come up with some personal resolution to the woe event that is to walk away, step away, and just call it something. Big, magical, awesome, double awesome, whatever. And instead of just recognizing that, but we still understand this is just a mechanical function. It's like the mysticism of our romantic inclinations. The perspective is so variable, depending on your state of thirst or hunger. The game is so much richer to play, depending on how much you need to play. Yeah, hungry. And so I guess now we're back to sort of this idea of what are you hungry for? What have I become hungry for? And how my tastes and necessary accomplishments, I don't know the right word would be, the goals I'm shooting for, whatever, become so different, so anti-social, anti-conventional, and so you become this, sort of a, whether you like it or not, you're a rebellion, you're a counter-striking force. You're trying to subvert and do something contrary to this force. You're trying to be the opposing force, and yet you're in a field, to go back to the other analogy, of a million pool balls bouncing about, and somehow you want your influence to ricochet these balls into the pockets and out of danger. It's a conveniently useful metaphor, for the subject. And so this is just the position you're in, and you're saying, okay, what's my qualifications to think I have any hope of doing that? And that would come to, you measure why should I have an expectation of any possibility in that, facing that kind of daunting odds. And the logical, for me, answer is because the truth has intrinsic power, that it will win if given a good fight, that the facts are powerful, that they make it a steel cue ball, they make it a better, it makes you harder and stronger and more energy, however to metaphor the fact that the facts and logic and integrity in those with those forces, the force will be with you, and those are the forces, facts and logic. And so when you see intellectuals take the force and abuse it and misuse it and underutilize it, leave it on the shelf, so to speak, like a Yoda, I could sit in judgment and say, you didn't do it right, of course, but, come on, let the force really run through you, channel it without your ambition, without your pride, without the bullshit, and realize your true Jedi potential, your potential to maximize the power of your mind, and your comprehension, and the integrity of your the detail you've acquired, the knowledge, the raw knowledge. Express it in something better than we don't know nothing. Yeah, I mean, that's just bullshit. You know plenty. We know plenty about where we are in this moment in time and what we have been constructed out of. We're constructed out of this rolling humus, this animation, and we can find our relations. We can find the path of our development still alive in the world today. We can find things close enough to call an ancestor, a primordial form. They're roaming about and hopping about all through these woods. Lots of rodent-style mammals that are your parentage, your heritage. And then you can go deeper and deeper and recognize and see what the game really is. There's no complexity to the basic game. It is a replicating molecule, and the little replicating devices, the demonstration models, litter the world to be selected, like a lottery, or you could go back to even the Time Machine movie, and the feeding time for the Morlocks, to be culled based on whether they have the right smile, or they dance the right dance, and they don't make some sort of silly, stupid mistake. All kinds of arbitrary things will decide, and even the non-arbitrary standards for survival are stupid. I have a stronger heart, or a slightly more efficient brain, or I have immunity to disease, or I have some other attribute, and therefore I live, they die. My prodigy becomes the next demonstration model to gladiate another day. So now we're sort of just back to gladiator war. An hugely important metaphor. Just the elephant in the philosophical, the honest philosopher's, china shop. The fact of 4 billion years of gladiator war is a gigantic fact. It's hard to come up with any justification for the perpetuation of this carnage, this arena, this coliseum of senseless brutality, senseless victories and defeats, senseless and contrived contest. Senseless and contrived contest. An intelligence can recognize that you don't have contest senselessly, and you don't contrive it. It has a function, or you don't do it. You have to give it purpose, or logic. The Jedi, the Force is not with you. The intelligent force, the logic force, the fact force is not with you. You're drifting to the dark side if you don't recognize your obligation to justify, to provide reasoning sufficient to explain why you say, I'll let it go. Not my problem. It's the way things are. These cop-outs are bullshit. Do some watering. Nice people. Say hi to Gary. That's nice. Hi, Gary. Yeah, it is nice. Let's see. The wherever I am here in my neighborhood, you know, it's like the neighbors are saying hello to me. Like, yeah, I'm part of the neighborhood. Yeah, not really. Anyway, kick-ass convertible over there. Well, I want one. Anyway, till next time.